Well, we're off to Brixham today for the Brixham Heritage Regatta, which is held tomorrow. But first, a cup of coffee. So we'll be heading down the river, past Dartmouth, between Dartmouth and Kingswear, out to sea, past the castle, and then basically turn left, follow the coast up, around Berry Head, and into Tor Bay. Brixham's tucked in there on the left. It should be about 12 miles in total. Out of Galmpton and over to Ditisham. Ditisham's, well, basically you can tell where you're from, depending on how you call it. If you read it off the map, it's Ditisham. If you think you know the place, it's Ditisham. And if you live there, it's Ditsham. If you really want to annoy somebody who lives there, buy a really big expensive house that their granddad used to own and start calling it Ditsham. Turning left now down the Dart into what's probably the nicest bit. It's lovely, it gets really narrow here and really quite deep. Got Greenway Quay on the left, and behind the bank on the left there is Greenway House, Agatha Christie's place where she wrote a load of stuff. It's very, very, very picturesque here. Beautiful. That's the boathouse at Greenway. It's always good to see another shrimper. This is a lovely little one, Mark II, I think, coming up. If it's you, let me know. Here you have to time the upper ferry, the higher ferry in Dartmouth. It's a chain ferry, so it doesn't pay dividends to cut it too close. And they don't stop for anybody. We timed this just right. And now past my favourite boat on the Dart here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at me gazing longingly at it. into the town of Dartmouth. Lots of lovely old ships and training vessels and heritage vessels, some of which will be joining us going round to Brixham for the regatta today. I think that's Escape up in front. Lovely boat. We both stopped here for the lower ferry, Hawley 1 and 2. As opposed to the chain ferry up at the top, this is two ferries actually, each with a tug. They don't stop for anyone, and the river's quite narrow here, and because there's two of them, you really have to time it well. Past the Royal Dart Yacht Club, between the really expensive bits of Dartmouth and Kingswear, land of millionaires. This is Paradise Point, I believe currently on the market for a cool 7 million and having some work done. Past Dartmouth Castle and out into the sea. In days gone by, there was a submerged chain at this point. When people in the castle could see invaders coming, they would raise the chain and prevent entry into the river, guarding from pirates, those pesky Frenchmen. And as this is Devon, probably people from Cornwall or just anybody they didn't like. But these days, the chain's gone and the river is free to enter. Well, I say free to enter, actually costs me about 150 quid a year for harbour dues. But well worth it, worth every penny. Out into the sea, and I can't tell you how annoyed my crew is that this video doesn't give a proper representation of how big this swell was. We were being chucked up and down, probably 2 to 3 metre swell, so moving maybe 5-6 metres up in the air. It was a bit frightening, and the engine was cavitating on every wave. I knew as soon as we got past the river entrance it would calm down quite a bit, and it did. Also, nobody felt like filming when it was really bad. Still an unpleasant passage now. We've got to turn north and try and get round into Brixham. A little bit uncomfortable. So tried motor sailing. Unfortunately, the wind had died quite a bit. I know it doesn't look like it on the video, but this is the worst possible combination of weather for a small gaff-rigged boat. That heavy gaff will be tossed around in the big swell, and there's not enough wind pressure actually to keep it steady. So literally the waves knock all of the wind out of your sails, and you can't really get on very much. So we motored most of the way with the jib up, bit of motor sailing. It wasn't too bad once we got a bit further north. This is a French working boat, Grand Legion, who have come across the channel, to take part in the Heritage Regatta. Unfortunately, with news of bad weather on Monday, they decided to bail out and go back today, one day before. Bon voyage. Gave Berryhead a wide berth with this sort of swell and made our way slowly into Torbay, down towards the breakwater at Brixham. And here we are at the town quay in Brixham, starting to fill up now with lots of lovely boats for the Heritage Regatta this weekend. Just time for lunch and to make the boat pretty for the Heritage Regatta tomorrow. Stay tuned to see how we get on. At the very least, there will be lots of pictures of very, very pretty boats. See you soon.